Can you tell me a little bit more about trading? Go to the futures and all this trading thing, they're super popular in Europe, in the CIS region. Is this the focus for the OKX or not? Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
So on the exchange side, we have a lot of products. Futures is one of them. Perpetuals is one of them. We also have options, right? But not all of the exchange products are available to everyone. It depends on where they live. It depends on regulation, depends on what's suitable. That aside, I think we also have individual traders. We also have institutional traders. The tools that they want to trade and use on the exchange can really differ. We spend a lot of time making sure you look at things like our API documentation. We work on things like trading engine, obviously. We work on things like margin rules and liquidation rules. We try to improve all of these at once, right? But at the same time, you can't interfere with the trading experience too much, right? Because people are trading. You can't, you
cannot ignore it. From the innovation perspective, what are the latest innovation you implement in trading?
I think one thing that's very cool is our liquid marketplace.
Can you clarify it?
It's a very powerful tool where you or any institutional professional trader,
you can provide liquidity.
It's more like you can build your own trade. Let's say, I'll give you an example. Right now, there's a lot of basis yield, right? Yeah. You know, people want to short futures and buy spot and capture the basis.
The difference, the basis.
Right, the basis, and that's a pretty common trade, I think, these days. Athena, right? That's what Athena does, right? For you to do it, you have to go to spot market, execute, and then you have to go to futures and try to execute the same amount. But there's obviously some time lag, right? Like you can't do both at the same time and the price have been moved. So it's not perfect. We actually have a name for it. We call it nitro spreads, where you can hit one button, type in the things, what you want, and it can execute both of them at the same time for you.
What is your profit commission for every trade, right? As an exchange?
It's the same. We take the trading fees. The fees is based on your account, right? The way it's done for you is much simpler. One button, you eliminate the execution risk and the pricing risk. This nitro spread product, which is basically a basis trading product, you can put on these strategies very quickly. You can pick which futures expiry, whatever you want to do. And then you can even do more. You can do things like, I want to do multiple tokens in one trade, whatever, build whatever you want. Go ahead and try it actually. Then you can do options, right? We talked about options. You could put options in there. It's think of it as like an engine, where you could just throw the pieces you want, click, and then you get the price and okay, that's a good price. I will execute.
It's amazing. What can you say about the trend for the options? Because you know that in the traditional markets, the options covers the 80% of the whole trading volume. But in a crypto field, at the same moment, the options, this is an instrument for professionals like institutional investors, like funds, etc. What do you think about the options for the retail in a crypto market? Is it possible to them to grow or to become a new futures or not? Because I think that from the trader side, the traders are a little bit exhausted with the futures.
You mean exhausted as in they're bored, or
they lost a lot of money. They're looking for something new. Also know that Bybit, they try to implement the futures with the options hedge. Like when you open a long position, it opens a future. So I understand why, because if the trader lost 100% of the deposit, he's gone. But if he lost 85% of the deposit, he still has 5%.
I see.
And then he maybe had to top up. The lifetime of the traders, of the failed traders, I think will grow. This is my thoughts.
I don't know what they're working on specifically, but from our side, on the option side, I think ultimately it takes time for these markets to develop.
Sure.
I think in TradFi, the market structure is very, very different. The players are very different. The use cases for options are actually very different. I used to be in equity derivatives at an investment bank before crypto.
Oh, okay.
Even pension funds, they would use options to get a little bit of extra yield by writing options. We don't have these players in the crypto space yet. But there's also other products in crypto that act like options, right? Like you mentioned the futures. We know about the perps, right? There are instruments where traders can already get the type of payouts and leverage that they want. And so the option market as a result hasn't quite developed yet. But just wait. I think we will see some. I was reading that people are working on options for the Bitcoin ETF, for example.
Well, that's what I want to ask. How Bitcoin ETF affects your business? Is it generate some new users or something like this? Or you did not see a difference after that?
For us, because we don't operate in the US, OKX.
Not a lot change.
Not that much change. But what we did see was a lot of the conversations we had with institutions, I think the tone has shifted. We've been talking to a lot of folk for a very long time. And I think as the ETF got closer, you could see that the mood was shifting, right? Like they finally think, oh, okay, maybe now it's okay, or I can do more. Globally, you actually see a lot of the spillover effects for that, right? You see other geographies working on ETFs products of their own, right? Europe has some. Hong Kong might launch one next week, I heard. These are all very positive because, we have clients that may either trade those or be a part of that ecosystem. When you're in the ETF, you have many players that support the issuance and maintenance and all that. So net, I think it's still very positive for the industry, but also for us.
Hey, if you like this video, don't forget to watch a full episode and also check the links in the description below.